Welcome to Astronomy Live, webcasting Comet Jacques once again. This time the comet is in conjunction with the nebula, the Sol Nebula, and in 12 seconds the first image will come in, and hopefully we'll see it. This was the image I used for framing the picture. This is the comet up here, and the nebula should be down here in this region, if I remember right about the orientation of the camera. There we go, there's the comet. I don't really see too much nebulosity. But it may be the kind of thing that, hopefully the nebula is not too faint, but maybe the kind of thing that requires stacking. Anyway, for now I'll let you guys just enjoy the comet. I do think this nebula is so diffuse and faint that if I'm going to detect it at all, I'll have to stack the images and stretch the levels to pull it out. But it's definitely the right field of view based on the stars. You might see a little bit of red shading down here. This area right about here is going to be a bright spot in the nebula. And bright is a very relative term. It's a very diffuse and dim nebula. Even though the total magnitude is about 6.5, it's spread out over a degree, basically a square degree of sky, roughly. So what we call surface brightness is very low. That is essentially the amount of light per unit of surface area of the sky. I was going to autoguide on the Comet, but I ended up accidentally forgetting a USB to serial cable I needed to use to auto guide with my attic camera. So I'm just auto guiding with the S-Big, and of course that means I'm auto guiding on the stars. So the comet's going to be a little bit blurred by its own motion. You'll see it move here between this image and the next one that will be coming in a few seconds. But I think in 5-minute exposures it won't be too severe. Here we go. Like that. There you go. Pretty cool, huh? You can watch the comet move in real time. These images are just coming down live from the telescope. There's no processing done on them. Just good old raw image data. Enjoy. Oh, we got a cloud. Just a little one. I don't think it'll interfere. I think it missed Cassiopeia. The comet is currently in the constellation Cassiopeia. It's where the Solar Nebula is located. This is one that doesn't get too much attention. This nebula, I mean. Certainly not one of the better known northern hemisphere emission nebulas, but it's quite a nice one. It's just very diffuse, and that's why I'm having trouble seeing it in the individual images, no doubt. I'm pretty sure there's a bit of a faint red glow throughout the image, but it's very close to the background noise level. So it's going to take a lot of image stacking to pull it out. I just hope that I get enough light uh, between now and astronomical dawn, or well, astronomical dawn's only a short while away, but before the sky really begins to brighten up to unacceptable levels. I just hope I get enough light on the nebula to at least see it somewhat. The other thought I had was to use my ultra-high contrast nebula filter. That would block out most of the light except for hydrogen alpha and a couple other emission lines. But it would have the unfortunate side effect of probably blocking out most of the comet's light, which is not what I want, of course. So I opted not to do that. I don't know how dark these images are coming in uh, on your end. But I think on my end, if you look, say, up at this upper edge of the image, this is about the limit of extent of the nebula. In fact, right about where the comet is about where the nebula ends. And north of that in the image is just regular space, if you will. Below the comet is where the nebula is located. And if I scroll down to that part of the image, you can tell, I think, that there's a more reddish cast to the background level, and that is the nebula. In fact, I'll tell you what, let me pull up PixInsight. This probably won't display. No, it's not going to display on the webcast. It'll just block the webcast. All right, I'm going to try to keep this window shrunk to a minimum so it doesn't mess up the webcast too much. But I just want to pull up PixInsight and see if stretching the levels of these images is really going to bring out the nebula or not. It's a little bit late to do anything about it if it doesn't, but curiosity is killing me. So pardon the interference here for a second. Yeah, it's going to completely block. Okay, give me a second here. Sorry about this. If I can, I'll share the image with you. In fact, I'll tell you what. Let me just switch over what I'm webcasting. Let me change the screen share to PixInsight. There we go. Come on. Screencast that PixInsight. Is it not working? Hmm. Anyway. Hi there, folks. Let me try to change the PixInsight one more time. I don't know if this is working or not. I can only hope that it's showing you my PixInsight screen. If not, just bear with me a second and we'll go back to the CCD soft. Hmm. Oh yeah, of course. PixInsight doesn't know how to do debayering. See, color CCD cameras like this use a matrix pattern of pixels that are specified for individual colors, red, green, and blue. And this applies to consumer CCD cameras, all CCD cameras, essentially. All one-shot color CCD cameras. And so the full resolution of the image really kind of has to be interpolated from the matrix. Uh, the version of PixInsight I have doesn't have that capability built in, so the images don't really work quite right when I load them up prior to stacking. Okay, forget that idea. There we go. Alright, now we're back. Oh, hey, we lost the guide star. That's not good. That's not good at all. Okay, well, luckily, we're only at the start of the exposure, so we haven't lost much time. But let's take another image. Try to get back our guide star. What happened to all my guide stars? Oh, a cloud. A cloud happened. Huh. That kind of came out of nowhere. You turned it back for 2 seconds? Well, we have other guide stars, but I don't know if losing the guide star for that length of time has completely thrown off the shot. Alright, let me turn off autosave for a second. I just need to see, do we still have the comet where it needs to be in the picture? Let's do 4 seconds, 3x3. Turn off the auto guider. Well, yeah, the comet's basically still where it needs to be, but you can see that we've lost all the stars because there's a cloud. Just perfectly positioned. Wow. This came out of nowhere. I mean, out of nowhere. It was perfectly clear. About 10 minutes ago. Where's this coming from? This is coming off the coast. This is coming in off the coast. Okay, so these clouds are broken, but they're getting worse, not better. See Cassiopeia emerging slowly. Let's keep monitoring here. Let's see. Oh man, that's killer. You can still see a good bit of cloud cover in there. Oh, brother. Well, that stinks on ice. How many pictures did I get? I got 4 pictures, so that's 20 minutes of light. It's not that much. I was hoping for at least an hour total. Wow. Clouds just covered it up again. Better check radar real quick, make sure there's nothing coming in. No. There's a couple little cells off in the Gulf, but they're way, way out there. This is just unfortunate. Let's see. This is the double-edged sword of long exposure astrophotography. You get really good images, but you need pristine skies. Because if there's clouds like this, even if you get a gap, you're a sucker if you go for it. They say sucker holes. because you'll start a 5-minute exposure, and then another cloud will come before the exposure is even done and ruin it. So, uh, yikes. See, this cloud's ending, I think. You can see the comet again. You can also see all the stuff moving over it, the cloud cover. And you see, I'm just losing precious time before dawn. Ugh, what a nightmare. Keep monitoring that for a moment. While this is going on, I'm going to try to multitask here a little bit. See if I can't stack these images a little bit and get something useful out of it. Hopefully. 20 minutes of light ain't much to go on. Oh, check out that satellite. See this? See this line? Yep. See that line that just went through? That's cool. Little satellite. Went right by the comet. And we have clear skies again. Auto guide, take a picture. What do we have to choose from? Okay, go back to bending one by one. 5-minute exposure. Autosave on. Go for it. We're going for the sucker hole. Let's just hope we get lucky and that nothing else comes in the next 5 minutes. Oh, guide star lost brightness. Oh no. That means there's a cloud. That's why they call them sucker holes. Wow, look at that. There's no stars there. Yikes. Alright. Oops, nope. We got autosave turned off, yep. Just monitor the cloud cover here. Yep, look at that. No stars. It's all gone. There's another cloud. You know, I don't even really... Okay, I see it, but it's not as big as the last one. Because I'm looking up, I see a bunch of stars in that area, but it's all around that area. It's just like a form-fitted cloud, perfectly sized to cover Cassiopeia. I can see there's more closer to the horizon in the west. It's all coming from the west. See, if this cloud weren't here, I might be able to sneak in another picture before those arrive, but I'm losing precious time. I'm losing all kinds of precious time here. Oh, it's killing me. Because this is a special sort of event I mean, the comet's not going to be in the same position tomorrow night. It'll be beyond this nebula, so that's no good. It looks clear again. We'll try to sneak in a picture before more clouds come. And I have a feeling I'll have just as much luck as did a moment ago. Just say, no luck at all. Turn on autosave. Binning one by one. See, I can bin the pixels together. That's what I was doing a moment ago. That's why this picture's black and white and why it's so low resolution. Oops, oops, oops. Because I was binning the pixels together, that increases the sensitivity at the expense of resolution, and you lose the color because you mess up the Bayer matrix. You're grouping the pixels together. Normally they need to be individual so that you can divide, you can tease out the red and the green and the blue light. But when you start grouping the pixels together, you can't do that, so you lose color. Oh, looks like the guide star is fading again. Could be wrong. Oof, but I think we might be getting another cloud already. Maybe not. It looks like it ought to be clear. I think it's okay. We'll see. It's got to stay clear for 4 minutes. In the meantime. Okay. That's good. That's done. Pardon me. I'm simultaneously trying to stack what images I have so that I can at least show you what I did manage to collect. Keep an eye on that guide star while I work on this. How much time have I got? A minute and a half. Oh, come on. Oh, good grief. Sorry, I gotta take up the whole screen here for a second. It won't give me the tool I need. There we go. Okay. Okay, we got the next picture. Sure do. Good, well, alright, so at least we've got the comet back. That's going to be interesting. We've now got a gap of, I don't know how long that took, what, 20 minutes? So, the position of the comet's going to jump. It's not going to make for a good time lapse. But, at least for the purpose of trying to get the nebula, I don't think that'll matter. Trying to get the comet and the nebula together because of the way I process the images. Alright, let me finish doing this real quick. Alright, this is extremely quick and dirty and ugly and everything else. Not pretty. Not pretty at all. It's actually quite hideous. I'm sorry to say. But, oh, are we losing the guide star again? We're losing the guide star again. Good grief. I think we're losing it. Maybe not. We got clouds. Yeah, there's a little bit of cloudiness. Yep. Oh, brother. There's some cloudy. Oh, guide star lost. Yep. That one's toast. This image is toast. Don't even don't even. So, okay. I think it might be sunk again. But I do have at least I've stacked the first 4 images that I was able to collect. And let me share with you what that photo looks like, just so you can see the comet next to the nebula. Again, this is extremely quick and dirty. This is not proper processing at all. So the final image will look much better than this, but let me screen share with you the preliminary stacked image. There we go, so you can see. So again, this is extremely quick and dirty. A couple things. These black circles, you might be wondering what they are. They are not UFOs. They are actually dust motes on the CCD. I haven't done flat field subtraction. That will get rid of those dust motes for the most part. The nebula is this red area here. You can see it kind of forms this shape. And then there's a little bit more of it over here. And of course, the comet is up here. In fact, if you look closely, you can kind of see the comet's tail is coming back this way. Of course, the coma and nucleus are here, and then the tail is coming back here. Again, this is extremely hideous processing. This is terrible. But it, you know, just to show you guys what I'm capturing, this is just a very, very preliminary stack, aggressively contrast enhanced to bring out the faint nebula. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do because I only have now 25 minutes of light. Let's go back here and see if we can grab one more image. before dawn approaches. Okay. Let me see here. Turn off obviously for a second. And we do this again. We go back to 4 seconds, 3x3 binning. Still auto dark just for good measure. So, okay, you can see the comet again, but there's still a lot of cloud cover moving over it. Clear all night, really. And it had been. Got set up, still crystal clear, got the camera going, still crystal clear. Started the webcast, and then the cloud showed up. Got it clearing, but it's not big enough for a 5-minute image, I guarantee you. Well, maybe one 5-minute image, I don't know. It's worth a shot. Still not clear where the comet is, but I can see Cassiopeia pretty much completely now. I think that's about clear. No, there's still passing cloud cover. There we go. All right, that's good. Take a moment, guide image. Select the guide star again. The auto-guider start. Turn on auto save. Turn off auto dark. Turn on 5 minutes. All right, go for it. We'll see. I doubt I'll be able to get this image in before the next cloud comes, but every image counts at this point. If you're a very observant viewer, you might notice that occasionally the autoguider will say compensating for backlash now, and it didn't used to do that. That's because, there we go. That's because I think I finally tuned out the backlash. Got it set for, I think it's a 3-second backlash compensation, and it seems to work pretty well. It seems to really improve the autoguider accuracy. Takes out the slack in the gears when it reverses direction now. Oh, and I forgot to mention, just as a technical note, the images are again tonight being shot with the Orion ST80 refractor. But they're being shot from a polar-aligned perspective tonight. So there's no field rotation, as there was last night. But because of these long gaps between clouds, or rather the gaps induced by the clouds themselves, Sorry, I'm watching from a distance. I can see it. You probably heard that loud noise going by. That was the sound of a semi-tractor trailer with a flat tire, with emergency blinkers going to crazy, towing a couple boats. He just keeps on going. Guess he's not going to change that tire. Anyway, um, forgot what I was saying. Um, oh yeah, because of the gaps induced by the clouds. Uh, Even though the images are being auto-guided and everything, because of those gaps, and because the auto-guider tends to chase its tail when it loses the guide star like that due to a cloud. Uh, the images will jump around if I were to align them to each other. They would jump around every time there had been a cloud, and so this can cause confusion if you watch, say, a time lapse of those images very carefully. You notice little dots that appear to move occasionally, and those are hot pixels. Now, in the images from last night, somebody pointed out they saw a couple red dots moving to the left of the comet. I think it was to the left of the comet. Anyway, and those were hot pixels. They were actually completely stationary in the raw images, but when you align the images on the stars, they appear to move when there's field rotation. Well, if I were to do a time-lapse from the images tonight, I don't think I will, simply because of the huge gaps between images. But if I were, then you would see a different motion, but you would still see motion in those hot pixels because the images would be realigned on the stars. And so when there's a gap and the autoguider chases its tail for a few seconds, then when you start taking images again, they're going to be in a slightly different position. But it looks like this time I'm able to actually get an image in before the next cloud shows up. That's good news. Just 20 seconds to go. There we go. The more the merrier. The more images I get tonight, the more likely I'm going to be able to get a decent image out of it. Let's see, what are we up to now in terms of total images saved? Oh, okay, I can delete those. Those are just copies. In terms of actual images, 6. Okay, so I got 30 minutes of light. It's about half of what I was thinking I was going to get. Started imaging around 5:10 maybe. So we probably spent 20 minutes under clouds. Sorry about that. It's not done yet. I can see more clouds in the west coming this way. Just have to hope for the best. past 6 a.m. and around this time the sky brightness due to twilight is going to really start increasing, and at some point it's going to drown out that very faint nebula. It may have already. It's hard to tell in these raw images because they haven't been stretched at all. There's more dynamic range down at the bottom of the histogram that's not really being seen here until you try to stack the images and get into a program where you can stretch the histogram. So initially, twilight can start showing up in your images and you might not even notice if this is all you're looking at. But when you go to stack and you look at the stretched image, you can really see it increase in each image. But just keep taking them for as long as I can. I just hope I get enough. Next 30 seconds, you should get an image. Oh, man, it was a cloud, but I think it just missed. I hope it just missed. It didn't seem to affect the guide star, so might have got lucky. Or it might have simply missed the guide chip and went over the imaging chip. With my luck, that's entirely possible. Okay. Watch for the comet's motion. I always think that's neat to see. Yep, there it goes. Image looks just as good as the last one, so guess that cloud missed. That's good. Let's see if I can throw some of these new images. Oh, go away. Some of these new images in there, so that at the end I can at least show you what I've got so far for a preliminary stack. Go away. I need. It's 35 minutes of light collected so far. Another 20 worth of. Oh, am I losing it? My. Oh, God. That guide star's just barely perceptible. I don't know what that's going to do to the image. Oh, gosh. Yeah. About to be sunk on that one. Lost brightness. Oh, dear. Okay, that's the end of that image. That's what happens when it does that. It tries to hunt around for the guide star, just chases its tail, and it ruins the image. Okay. Well, turn off autosave. Do this again. Monitor the clouds. Unfortunately, nights like this, you can't even. You really can't just. Oh, look at that. It's clear again already. Okay. You can't leave it unattended and just hope for the best, even if there's no risk of rain, because as soon as a cloud takes out the guide star, it just chases its tail and ruins the rest of the entire imaging series. So you really have to babysit it. Unless it's just a pristine night. Alright, we start again. So if anyone's wondering why I don't wait for the guide star to just come back, that's why. Because as soon as it goes away, it keeps issuing corrections based on just wild guesses and really nonsense, just noise. It just drives the telescope all over the place, so the stars streak. So there's no sense of waiting another 4 minutes for that, that image to finish and waste time. And you could just reset and start again. And it looks like there's more clouds coming up behind it. Probably gonna lose it again here in a minute. Alright, well, while it's collecting the next image, I'm working on processing my next preliminary stack of all the images I've collected so far, so that I can show you guys what that looks like. Especially if the clouds decide to wipe me out again. Clouds wiping me out again. Oh dear. How long have I got? Oh, go away. I hate that. What the? Come on, go away. Yep, got star lost. No dice. Oh, this is just... Yeah, there's no guide stars. It's just cloudy. Wow. Oh, well, we do what we can. And right now, all we can do is monitor the clouds. Oh. Sorry, 4 seconds, not 4 minutes. There we go. Ah, see, it's already clear again. Murphy's Law. It just blocks it just long enough to mess up the image. That's all it takes. Oh. Come on. Alright. This is probably the last image I'm going to be able to try to get, because after this it's going to start to get so light out that that there's no point, if it hasn't already. And I see clouds. Clouds are coming to ruin us. We'll see what happens. Yeah, once again we've hit cloud cover. So I think I'm sunk. I'm just going to try to finish this preliminary stack and just show you guys the final result of what we were able to collect. So just give me a minute here. Alright, sorry for the delay. Let me show you guys the preliminary stacking result from all the images we were able to collect. So here it is. Now, again, this is still very quick and dirty. I did apply the flat field correction, so those dark spots are now mostly subtracted, although perhaps a little too much. They're now kind of white spots instead, but not as intrusive at least. You have the nebula down here, at least the brightest section of it. You can kind of see this red glow. And up here we have the comet. Now, there's gaps, of course, where there were clouds and we weren't able to continue tracking the comet. And the comet itself, the white balance is probably terribly off. I suspect it's actually green, like you saw in the live images. That's probably not just a white balance issue with that. This probably is just a white balance issue, the reason it's looking so blue here. But we'll see. So I'll do a proper stacking of the images and upload that as a file, as a picture for the video description. I'll put that link in the video description sometime later today. But for now, this is what we kind of wind up with. Just the preliminary look at Comet Jacques passing the Sol Nebula. So in 35 minutes of light, which really covered probably closer to an hour of time, you can see the comet's already moved this far. So by later tonight, it'll be, by the time it rises again, it'll be on the other side of the nebula. But hopefully it'll make for a prettier picture once I'm done processing it properly. Obviously I need to take out the gradient. There's still an overall gradient from the top to the bottom of the image that I need to work on subtracting. The trick with that's not something you can do in just a couple minutes for a webcast, because you have to be careful that you are sampling the background brightness, not the stars. And obviously this field of view is completely filled with stars, so you have to be careful about picking your points for calibration. Hopefully we can pick up the tail of the comet as well right here. I mean, we're really kind of just seeing the nucleus and the coma. The tail might be this glow hanging back here, which is also blurred because of how quickly the comet is moving. And that will all be fixed in the end. So what I usually do is I do a stack like this on the stars, but I do a median combine to minimize the brightness of the comet in that stack. And then I do a combine on the comet itself, align all the images on the comet. Of course, that streaks the stars. But you composite those two images together, and you get a sharp image of the comet and a sharp image of the stars, and at least in theory. So that's the plan. Unfortunately, I don't have that many images to go on. Normally, I like to have more than this so that I can do sigma kappa clipping and other things to really minimize the appearance of the comet in the images that have the stars. But I'll just have to make do. But anyway, not bad, eh? At least we got to see the comet for some length of time. And I'll post the link to the full resolution final stack photo in the video description later today. And with that, I hope you have a nice day. Thanks for coming.